Tonight, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. His first carry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Play action. Now it's Allen. Uncorks one for Davis. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. A little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. It's taken to the 26. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 34 yards on the return, but for a moment looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. They'll run on 1st down. Yancey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Looking to pass. Tua. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. So a nice catch right there. And this receiving core, without their number 1 wideout, keep that in mind. He's inactive this week, though it shouldn't be a long-term absence.
And I would think, partner, that this is where an offensive coordinator believes he can.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to get it back here just past the 35. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do. It gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. On 1st down, Allen. He finds his man complete. That's Morrow. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
On play action, Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. The 20. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
An extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25. Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Right back to Singletary on second down. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6. Well, this defense for the Bucs, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Buccaneers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. An extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw there into the hands of Ross. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power ski.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And only able to get this to the 19, so it probably should have opted for the touchdown. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the 2nd quarter. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the 1st half. Backups get to play in the 2nd. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Rifling one complete into the hands of Marshall.
7 yards to pick up there.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bucs are able to widen their lead here in this first half. An extra point by Bass, up and good. And it is 28-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. The football back to the Bills and Stephon Diggs. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the 2nd quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. Allen's throw going to be caught by Davis. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The Bills on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking.
And he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And some room to roam now. These defenses have become so opportune. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just a minute.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Tua's throw pulled in by Marshall. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. To a hit, and the ball is out. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. A big play that time for Tampa Bay.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Tua with a quick throw, caught out wide. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Terrace Marshall, his first touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers open the lead up to 34-0. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Here's Stephon Diggs as he and the rest of the offense get ready to go again. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. From just shy of midfield, Allen. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Meanwhile, Allen's throw here taken in by Knox.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And they'll start from their own 5, so you'd have to imagine they'll stay conservative.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Tua, a final shot before half. He finds his man, complete. It's Blake. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. So we've reached halftime here. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway.
This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter.
The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Yancey, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Tua now on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Weaver. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Tua. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He finds his man complete. That's Weaver. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
A lot of deflated looks on that defense. It seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on 3rd down. Here's another conversion. And now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bucs take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it is 42-0. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. Oh, Davis lost it. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. Over the middle, complete. It's Weaver. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 45 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
Got the defense on their heels. 2 first downs in a row, and now a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2, first down marker at the 8. Tua going to throw. Now the ball comes loose. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And this Buccaneer offense, they're running away with this one. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo set to get the football back here. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They'll run on first down with Singletary. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Flushed out right, and he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Allen's throw is complete. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw again on second down. Allen. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting.
And the Buccaneers are going to take over. Here at their own 22-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's second down. Back to throw here. Flush to his right. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 49 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Inside the red zone, and that means don't come away from there with anything less than 3 points, but everyone's thinking about 6. They're trying to get to the end zone. They decide to run a toss. Big people up front being mobile and moving, and a running back trying to follow behind them to find yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
The Bucs on third down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
The kick by Bass is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. That catch good for only a couple.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Allen. Being chased out left. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Allen's throw going to be taken in by Knox. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
A gain of 6 there on first. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. He's going to wind up and air it out. This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big gain there for the Bills.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off.
And the Bucs are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. On second down, it's Ellis. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Here's J.K. Scott now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fights off the defender. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And control of the football switching hands here. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. One final shot. They'll look to and down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. To the air, Allen. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets.